Welcome back to the channel. I'm Scarlett from Miss Money, and I'm going to talk about why you shouldn't be sleeping on BNGO. And if you are missing out on this life sciences stock that could literally fill your pockets and hopefully help the world. And make sure to stick around for the whole video as I reveal my price prediction and analysis. You won't want to miss it. And before we dive in, quickly hit that like and subscribe button with the notification bell turned on. And also beware of any spam in the comments. If anyone gives you a WhatsApp number or any other kind of number to text, just ignore or please report. Now let's get to it. BNGO has been all the rage in 2021. I've seen it all over here, social media, online articles, just everywhere. In fact, it's one of the top 100 most popular stocks on the trading app Robinhood. It hasn't even been that long for 2021, and BNGO shares have grown more than 340% so far. This is insane, guys. With this type of growth for 2021 so far, you might worry you are too late for the party, and no one wants to be late for the party or experience FOMO. But guess what? You did not miss the boat, and I'll explain why later. So remember to stick around toward the end for a price prediction. BNGO announced the other day that they will host a live webcast on Tuesday, March 23rd to report financial results for the fourth quarter and year-end 2020 and to highlight recent corporate progress. BNGO has definitely been quite a volatile ride recently. On Monday, they grew over 8%. If you don't know already, the company focuses on life sciences working in the genome sector. The company is involved in genome sequencing that helps to identify genetic variations that are linked to certain diseases and conditions. If you want to support a company that's looking toward the future of health and disease study, look no further.
This is Sapphire from Bionano Genomics. With it, you can directly image the genome in high resolution to detect variations such as deletions, duplications, translocations, and inversions, known as structural variations, with sensitivity as high as 99%.
BNGO shares have seen action all through the last 3 months. In February, BNGO shares peaked at $15.69 per share, and since then have slid back to trade at sub $8. The stock has been held by resistance at the 8-day moving average, and this is the first target to break through to re-establish bullish momentum. A break above leads to $10 as the next resistance. However, this stock is characterized by wild swings on news events, and so it is more likely to be driven by a news catalyst. On February 11th, BNGO announced the publication of a method for using optical genome mapping to identify structural variants that drive cancer in a wide variety of solid tumor samples. This is huge news for the company and hopefully for the world. And a couple months ago, on January 22nd, Maxim Group raised its price target for BNGO to $14 from $2, which makes me pretty bullish about this company as well. As for the revenue update, data suggests an earnings per share loss of 6 cents is to be expected, and revenue is expected to show a raise from $2.79 million to $2.92 million. BNGO has a current market capitalization of $1.4 billion. But is it too late for you to get in? Shares recently were just above $9. People might say that if you look at BNGO's chart to see if it's too late to jump on this stock, it might appear that way. Recently, BNGO was down 13% from its peak set last week. Some might say there is an argument to be made that BNGO's valuation has reached an unjustifiable level. The company's market cap is currently close to $3.5 billion. Bionano generated a grand total of $4.5 million in the first 3 quarters of 2020. But if you look at Bionano's growth, sales don't look particularly great. In the third quarter, Bionano's revenue dropped nearly 34% year over year. But plenty of analysts do believe this will turn around. They're projecting revenue this year at $18 million. The most optimistic analyst covering the stock estimates 2021 revenue of $19.3 million. So I don't think it's too late to join in on BNGO. In fact, I might buy more shares, especially as we look toward its long-term fundamentals. The company's technology is top-notch. Like Tony Stark might have his gear in his lab. Kidding, kind of, but not really. BNGO's Sapphire genetic sequencing system can detect large structural variations that others can't. Sapphire looks at variations in up to millions of DNA base pairs, a capability that is crucial in researching some diseases. BioNano estimates that its market opportunity is between $2.6 billion and $3.8 billion annually. I really like BioNano's technology. It's one of the things that makes me remain very bullish about this stock. And I think there's another reason the stock could move higher over the short term. The short interest in BioNano has increased. Any good news from the company could fuel a nice short squeeze. But one of the things of concern, a risk to consider when you invest in this stock, is that its current valuation represents more than 90% of what the company estimates as the upper bounds of its addressable opportunity. Hopefully, we watch BioNano grow in revenue. I'm definitely in it for the long term. Now, let's get to the fun part and go over some price predictions, because that's what we all want to know, right? It looks like BNGO's short-term technical score of 24 suggests that it is traded less bullishly over the last month than 76% of stocks. BNGO ranks higher than 20% of the stocks in the diagnostics and research industry overall. Over the last month, BNGO fell 35.29% and closed at $11.65 on February 8th. The stock dipped down all the way to $6.90 and peaked at $15.69. BNGO has an average analyst recommendation of strong buy. The company has an average price target of $10.94. I think BNGO could actually go higher in the short term, perhaps back up to $20 per share. But I'm holding BNGO for the long term, and I think it could be a total game changer for the life sciences industry and the world. In the long term, I predict BNGO will eventually hit $100 per share. I think if anything, right now is the perfect time to load up on shares. Look, I'm going to make a final argument here, and if it doesn't convince you, I don't know what else will. Kathy Wood at ARC has already stated that genomics will be the future in terms of tech development.
Can you explain this fund a little bit? What is it about industrial innovation that you're looking at here, and what's the leaders in this? What do you own in this fund?
Sure. Thank you for asking, Bob. We have actually renamed that fund for exactly the reason you're saying. It was, for many people, that was an oxymoron, industrial innovation, which it is not. Technology is moving into the industrial sector in a very profound way. So we have renamed it Autonomous Technology and Robotics.
ARC is heavily invested in PACB, which is BNGO's competition.
Introducing the PacBio Sequel II system, powered by single molecule, real-time, or smart sequencing technology. Here's how smart sequencing works. First, from any sample type, ranging from viruses to vertebrates, DNA or RNA is isolated. Next, a SMRTbell library is created by ligating adapters to double-stranded DNA, creating a circular template. Primer and polymerase are added to the library that is placed on the instrument for sequencing. At the core of smart sequencing is the SMRT cell, which contains millions of tiny wells called zero-mode waveguides, or ZMWs. A single molecule of DNA is immobilized in the ZMWs, and as the polymerase incorporates labeled nucleotides, light is emitted. With this approach, nucleotide incorporation is measured in real time. With the Sequel II system, you can optimize your results with two sequencing modes. Use circular consensus sequencing mode to produce highly accurate long reads, known as hi-fi reads. Or use the continuous long read sequencing mode to generate the longest possible reads.
BNGO recently released that their product Sapphire is now 30% more efficient than PACB's product. It will only be a matter of time before BNGO outshines PACB. So get on it now, guys, before this price gets any higher than it is now. Thanks for watching. I'm Scarlett from Miss Money.